If you want to become a booked out social media manager, but you're currently struggling to find clients and it feels like you're talking to tumbleweeds, I'm sorry, I hate to break it to you, but you have a hobby and not a business. Until you are working with clients, your side hustle will be going nowhere. Instead of pouring money into a fancy website, a custom logo, expensive AI software, I'm going to be breaking down today the real actionable steps you can take to get your business off the ground and to actually get some money through the door. This is where we break down the real steps of starting and scaling a social media management business, and I'm going to be sharing a lot from my own personal journey and also all of the social media managers that I have trained over the last few years. If you're new around here, hi, hello, my name is Ellen. I fell in love with social media when I first started a blog way back in 2012. I tried the corporate path and spoiler alert, it did not work out for me, and I ended up starting my own freelance social media management business 5 years ago. I've now trained over 300 other social media managers through my program, the Dishing Up Digital School. A quick thank you to today's sponsor, Upwork. More about them to come in today's video. To kick things off in this video, we need to have a little bit of a discussion. Come closer, come closer. Think about this as like a video call with your bestie or big sister who's kind of giving you a big dose of reality and a kick up the butt, because I am seeing so many new social media managers out there who are waiting for clients to fall out of the sky. And the truth is, that is the worst thing you could be doing right now. Starting that Instagram account, hell of a lot easier once you have a client and you can share case studies and testimonials and social proof, because that is the content that's going to convert and book you clients. So although a lot of people think it makes sense to set up an Instagram page as a newbie and they fall into this trap of like, oh, I need to have 10,000 followers before I can book a client, this is completely untrue, because you do not know how to sell services that you haven't actually delivered to a client yet. You are not going to understand your client's pain points and what they really need from you without client experience. Now, I know this is like the catch-22 of every young person trying to get into a new industry or break out into starting their career is, hey, I can't get experience because everyone wants to hire someone with experience. Don't worry, I got you. There is so much value in pitching and networking and putting yourself out there. If you are willing to discount your services just a tiny bit, just offer a little bit of an incentive, you will find small businesses out there, small to mid-sized businesses even, who are willing to take a chance on a newbie for a great deal for them and a great opportunity for you to learn. And I want to challenge you to start sending 15 cold to warm pitches a week. Your cold pitches might be businesses you find on Instagram or Facebook groups or on Google. Your warm pitches might be people that you meet at networking events, or maybe you have a personal connection with, or you can get a friend of a friend to refer you. But if you take away anything from this video, it is to stop sitting and waiting and go after the clients that you want. Even better yet, why not put your services out on a platform where there are literally thousands of businesses looking to hire freelancers? And that is where today's sponsor, Upwork, comes in. Upwork is an incredible platform for social media managers and all different types of creative service providers to be able to connect with businesses, find paying clients, and start building your portfolio. You can create an account on Upwork entirely for free and then set up a public profile so you can start applying for jobs listed on the talent marketplace, as well as advertising your own services through your project catalog. One of my favorite things about Upwork is it's always providing a secure way for you to get paid from your clients. It also offers payment protection, which is really, really great for us freelancers who waste a lot of our time chasing invoices. I'll leave a link in my description box down below where you can sign up for Upwork. But if you are sitting here being like, Ellen, I am desperate to get out of this 9 to 5, or I'm desperate to start my business, if you are sending out a dozen or so cold pitches every week, as well as putting yourself out there on Upwork and applying for jobs listed there and advertising your services, you will be booking clients. It is a matter of trusting the process, putting yourself out there. And I know rejection can be really scary as a new business owner, as a new social media manager. No one likes to hear the word no, right? Or the dreaded ghost of an email, like you send a cold pitch and no one even replies to you. But what is on the other side of this fear, of this challenge, is you starting a business that unlocks this new level of freedom, that gives you so much creative fulfillment, and it's just the best thing ever. And if I look back on my journey of cold pitching, I have one client that I've worked with for 5 years that I cold pitched to. Just someone that I found on Instagram that I thought I could help. I sent them a cold pitch. We had a phone call And just like that, I was hired. I did not have a huge amount of experience. I just created a portfolio to showcase what I could do. And I still work with that client as their social media manager and UGC creator to this day. And I cannot even add up like how much money that client has paid me over the last 5 years. Like, it was an incredible opportunity that came to me, or not even came to me, I went after it, right? That's the point that I'm trying to get across. If I hadn't seen that pitch, I wouldn't have that client. And I need you to start embracing this attitude and get over your fear of rejection, your fear of people saying no, and put yourself out there. The second lesson that I really want to drill down on in this video is a little bit of a conversation on websites, because I know from firsthand experience, this is where a lot of freelancers, a lot of new social media managers are wasting their time. And I know there's probably web designers watching this who are like, that's extremely rude, Ellen. My websites are very valuable and not a waste of time. And I do agree, there's a time and place for a website in your business. I obviously have a website now, but I didn't have one when I first got started. A website is a productive procrastination trap. You can spend not just hours, but days, weeks, and months designing the perfect website. And again, just like I talked about in my previous point, you could be wasting all your time creating a website with like services that aren't even what your clients want from you. Or, you end up completely changing it when you do finally book a client and then you realize you were undercharging, or you don't have that first-hand experience yet to be spending all that time, energy, or money into building a website. What you need to be doing is what I've already kind of mentioned in this video, and that is creating some kind of portfolio. Obviously, you can do this on Upwork and create a profile there, but you can also create a portfolio in Canva. I actually sell a template for this in my social media manager template bundle. And I do have a video all about specifically what to put in your portfolio, so I will link that on a card above. But essentially, you're gonna want a summary of a couple of different packages in here, your additional services, testimonials, social proof, case studies, and a little bit of like an about / why they should hire you page. And if you wanna work smarter, not harder, you could actually take some of these pages from your PDF and upload them into your profile on Upwork as a further way to just kind of make yourself stand out above the crowd. On that note, this brings me to the third big lesson that you need to know about booking clients at the moment and growing your social media management business, and the pitfall, the misstep that so many of you are taking. And that is using too many templates, too many free guides, and just doing what everybody else is doing. And now bear with me, because I just tried to sell you my template bundle and now I'm like, don't use templates. So there we go, I just shot myself in the foot there. But this is like an epidemic. An epidemic, an endemic? This is a sickness. Let's go with sickness. This is a sickness in the creative freelancing industry, right from social media management through to video editing, website building, copywriting. I get messages from thumbnail designers. Like, I get a lot of cold pitches. And the reason why a lot of you are saying cold pitching doesn't work, Ellen, and that's so like 2020 and it doesn't convert and it's not booking me any clients, no one's replying to my messages, it's because, and I hate to be blunt and so honest here, but I think you need to hear it. It is because your cold pitch is awful. You are using a template, you are being lazy, and you are copying and pasting and sending that same pitch to every business. And again, this is how I was able to personally get a head start on a lot of other social media managers and scale my business quite quickly, because I put the effort into making personalized pitches. And no, that doesn't mean every single one of them is going to convert. Pitching is still a numbers game, and you want to be aiming to send this many pitches and this many is actually going to convert to a paying client. But nevertheless, I always put the effort into making it personal. And that is where, again, your portfolio comes in as an advantage that you're going to send through with any of these emails. You want it to showcase you. You don't want to just use the stock standard Canva template. Now, I feel like my Canva template is like a little bit of an exception, because I've literally tailor-made it to like set you up for success and give you all these different like page options and design options. And I see this all the time with my students. They create the most beautiful PDFs, and I love like auditing them and going through them in live classes because I can see everybody's distinct personality and I can see their style of work and what they like to offer as a social media manager, and it really brings out everybody's personalities. But also what I teach my students to do is create almost like a checklist and a guide for their cold pitching instead of having a copy-paste template. I know whenever I talk about cold pitching, that's what people want from me, and I refuse to give people that copy-paste template because I am a victim of this as an online business owner. Every single day, I have between 10 and 20 cold pitches that land in my inbox. The only ones that ever convert are the ones that are personalized. The ones where I can see someone's actually taken a moment to look at my website or to look at the services that I offer. There are so many lazy cold pitches, and I don't want to go on a huge rant about this because I actually did film an entire separate video, which I'll link above, all about specifically cold pitching and exactly how to do it the right way. But another thing I really want to touch on is I recently had an email from somebody who was wanting to do a sponsorship with me on my YouTube channel, and they had a software company that's like a lead generator system. So essentially you go into the search and you're like, I would like to cold pitch to restaurants in such and such state, and it will spit out an entire list. And as dreamy as this sounds, this really falls into this category, this very important lesson of do not do the same thing that everybody else is doing, because I can guarantee you every email that's been put into that database, they are like me and they're getting hounded with emails. Like again, I get so many cold pitches for people who want to be interviewed on my podcast, and I know because I've tried to scrape my email off the internet everywhere, and I know it's because I'm in one of these databases of like podcast hosts and who to contact and who to pitch to. I think steer away from using any of those AI platforms or those lead generator platforms because again, they sound really good and it makes it sound like, oh my gosh, this will be so easy for me to send 50 pitches in a week or 100 pitches in a week. But it is not worth it. I think if you need to dial it back to 15 to 20 cold pitches a week, I would much rather you do that than use a generic like list of emails. Like I want you to actually go out and find businesses and have a look at their Instagram page and look at the people that you feel like you could genuinely help, that you have creative ideas to bring to them. I want you to write them that personalized pitch. And then I want you to like look around at businesses that you already have daily interactions with. Like I want you to cold pitch to the burrito shop you go to for lunch. I want you to cold pitch to the clothing boutique you and your friends are obsessed with. I want you to cold pitch to the cafe that you go to for brunch on Sundays. Like have a think about businesses that are local that you might have a personal connection with, because again, that is going to help you break through that initial pitching period when you have a personal connection already. The other thing around doing things differently is getting out and meeting people in person. I cannot tell you how impactful this has been for my business, not just like inspiration wise, going to conferences and networking events and like hearing other business owners speak and feeling really motivated, but also just the people you meet. They are a gold mine of potential clients. And the moment you have even just a 5-minute face-to-face conversation with someone and then send them a follow-up pitch, like that moment creates so much more trust and so much more connection. Another example of being more intentional and unique, if you are applying for jobs on Upwork, really put that effort into your bid, into your proposal to this potential client. Again, don't blast everything. Like what is the saying? Spray and pray. We don't want to spray and pray. We don't want to like try do as many applications as possible. Yes, we want to have that discipline to put ourselves out there and, you know, to do a decent amount of applications, but we also want to put time, effort, and energy into each job that we are applying for. I know a lot of social media managers who have had huge success starting on Upwork, and it's really given them that opportunity to start building their portfolio, but that won't happen for you if you are being lazy. I hate to say it feels so rude and so harsh, but it's true, guys. We need to stop being lazy. We need to remember that, yes, this is become a bit of a competitive industry. No, it's not oversaturated. No, it's not too late for you, but it is competitive, and we need to do things differently sometimes to stand out from the crowd. We need to personalize those pitches. We need to get out in front of people. We need to have multiple lead generation activities on the go. And that is how you are going to be a successful booked out social media manager in 2025. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Thank you again, Upwork, for sponsoring today's video. There will be a link to make your free account on Upwork down below. I just think it's really awesome that you guys can do it for free. And I know it's a platform where so many freelance stories begin, and I hope you are going to be that next success story. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up. It really helps me out in terms of getting my videos out to more people, and I really appreciate it. And I will catch you in next week's video. Bye, guys.